And we are live. Hello. So, I do think I owe you guys an explanation as to what happened. Long story short, I got into an argument with my brother, and well, it turned physical, so I had to end the stream because, quite frankly, I was not in the mood to stream, especially since I ended up actually missing the start of the big collab. But what's done is done, and honestly, considering my brother's attitude, I'm willing to bet money that he'll learn the hard way that he needs to change things about how he conducts things if he wants to hold down a job, because he's been through far more jobs than I have. Like, I've been had 4 jobs. Let's see. Let me double check. 5 actually. I've only actually been like fired from one, but and that's because I'm not the best at working at home. But in terms of jobs I've had where I actually needed to like leave the house and go to work, I've actually been very good at keeping them. My current job I'm still on. The first job I ever had at delivering newspapers, I stopped because well they cut the number of stops I'd need to do, and by extension the amount of money I'd get, meaning that I'd actually probably be wasting more money on gas. As the second job, Safeway, I stopped working because, well, the commute was terrible. Like, honestly, commute is probably the biggest killer for me. Like, I would actually take a job with slightly longer hours if it meant a shorter commute. I'm actually planning on finding my own place in the near future, so don't be surprised if, like, if I announce that there's going to be a day where I normally stream that I won't be streaming, because that'll be the day I move. Like, at most, I might do, like, a very quick stream saying farewell to my current room, but anyways, I'll get Empire at War's Forces of Corruption expansion up, then I'll get started. So just give me a second so I can fix this. There we go. Alright, now, my original plan was to react to Ryan Macbeth's videos that he's been having that are kind of part of a feud he's been having with this channel called The Real Reporter, which the name of reminds me of this one channel called, of this quote by the rap critic, namely, if someone, you know what I think when someone feels the need to tell me that they're real? I think they're fake. So we are going to watch this video by this channel. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out, but fortunately, the other thing I planned on watching, namely the drama revolving around this influencer named Lillee Jean in going after this channel called pngtubers, is still available. And I remembered that there is still one thing that I could watch. I will just pull up the reaction video. Also, I noticed that I actually gained quite a few followers from that. I will have to like go back and like follow them mutually. Gained a few followers from yesterday's stream. Like, I will actually have to like go back and return the follows for them, and I'll see if I can follow everyone else, since hey, might as well. Where should I put this video is the real question. So basically, the first video we're going to watch is actually just like get us caught up, since recently there was a a follow-up, which among other things had Lillee Jean accuse pngtubers of being a content farm, which, well, that's actually really funny since pngtubers only uploads like once a year. Content farms are the opposite. So basically, I'm going to be one of the many people who's going to teach Lillee Jean the meaning of the term Streisand effect. If you don't know what that means, basically, the more you try and hide something, the more people will notice. It was named after Barbara Streisand trying to hide photos of her house. Now, there is a video by The Right Opinion on Lillee Jean, but I'm going with pngtubers' video because, well, he's at the center of Lillee Jean's efforts to silence people currently. I don't know if Lillee Jean's also going to go after The Right Opinion, but if she does, rather, I got her confused with pngtubers. I'll be sure to do a follow-up stream on this. Anyways, let's get started. Yeah. Honestly, Tana doesn't look that... Honestly, Tana doesn't look that bad without Photoshop. Like, I mean, obviously Photoshop makes her look better, but... He doesn't look that bad. Like, have more confidence in herself, girl. But let's let pngtubers continue to talk.
Construction. Constructing.
This is Lillee Jean. She's an 18-year-old girl from New York who is an Instagram influencer. I didn't find much history on her, but she started her Instagram page around 2016, and over a very short time, she has gained a massive following. She mainly posts about makeup. She's like a makeup guru, although as a male who doesn't wear makeup, but for some reason watches a lot of makeup videos on YouTube, they're entertaining. Don't judge me. Her makeup skills seem kind of basic to me. When you hear about a makeup guru with a huge following, you expect professional skills, but I noticed Lillee's work was
Unit in production.
compared to a lot of other makeup artists who had a lot less followers, so that was strange. As I looked more into Lillee, I found
I'm not really into makeup or, for that matter, dancing. Not really relevant, but might as well bring it up. So, Lillee wouldn't have gotten me as a fan anyway.
Constructing unit. Constructing unit. Unit in production. Unit cancelled. Constructing unit.
Unit in production.
Not really seeing any Keldave class battleships. Perhaps I actually have to, like, test one out. Anyways, I'm gonna go after Utapu first. Maybe do some other stuff. Let's see here. I'll want some of the Tartan class cruisers. Vengeance frigates. Skip ray blast boats.
Unit in production.
out on her website she's apparently a self-proclaimed actor who's been training in the art since she was very young. But again, looking at her skills, they didn't really wow me.
Do you know what I intend? I intend to be queen. What
I will admit that I do use a Proton email, and there's probably something more appropriate, but
And it was
I have the excuse of not being particularly big. Like,
she was this master artist that's been doing it since she was 11. But when I finally found her art,
yeah, I also do not draw at all.
mermaid was looking a little botched. I'm not trying to be mean, Lillee Jean, but I just found it really weird because on websites and in articles, Lillee was portrayed kind of like this
Star Viper Squadron reporting.
amazing talent, but then you get into her work, it didn't seem to
Skip Ray reporting. Star Viper Squadron reporting.
misleading because she did
Standing by.
you don't need
Star Viper Squadron reporting.
people like. And since she did
Skip Ray reporting.
brands were constantly working
Star Viper Squadron reporting.
sponsorships, she was being invited to very exclusive events, she was on a
Star Viper Squadron reporting. Skip Ray reporting.
honestly, she made a career out of playing with makeup and going to parties.
Yeah, honestly, so far this sounds like a case of fake it till you make it. I almost said make it till you fake
Sounds like a good
it. But what would that actually look like?
But a problem arises with Lillee.
Broadside cruiser reporting.
Question.
Skip Ray reporting. Coordinates received. Moving out.
Is
Reporting.
this extremely popular?
Broadside cruiser reporting.
How am I doing?
Construction complete.
Skip Ray reporting.
Just as a quick comparison, Laura Lee, who is a household
Construction complete.
for good or bad,
Tartan cruiser reporting.
Standing by.
she has 2 million Instagram followers. So therefore, logically, Lillee Jean with 1 million followers should be known for this community. But no one knows who she is. Do you know who she is? Have you heard of her?
Location confirmed.
Started this crazy rabbit hole.
En route.
Random person came across Lillee's page, and like you,
Location confirmed.
And that's actually what the Reddit thread did find fairly quickly. I'm gonna be brief so I don't bore you guys with
I also think I'll take out these 2 planets.
But just looking at her stats, she went from gaining 150,000 followers in 1 month, which then drops to 6K the next month, and then goes back up to 150K, which is a huge red flag because followers shouldn't fluctuate that much. I also found a time frame where she went from receiving 20,000 likes on her post to only receiving about 100
Unit in production.
She stopped buying likes at one point, and her engagement rate
Constructing unit.
Star Viper Squadron reporting.
are active on her account. I could go into the comments.
Star Viper Squadron reporting.
Deviation, etc.
Skip Ray reporting.
I'm about that.
Star Viper Squadron reporting.
And just to be clear, legally,
Star Viper Squadron reporting. Skip Ray reporting.
that Lillee is buying followers, mainly because Venus Angelic's mom is already trying to sue me for slander at the moment. And I can only handle one crazy lawsuit at a time, but I can say her account is filled with fake followers. So this seemed like a simple case of someone buying followers, which happens all the time on social media, and honestly, it's not that interesting. I don't really care.
Vehicle in production.
It's a lot stranger. The fake followers explained how no one had heard of her.
Broadside cruiser reporting.
Explain how she was working with so many brands. Brands are usually pretty good at sussing out the fakes, and they usually won't work with accounts that have low engagement. But Lillee
Broadside
was
cruiser
doing all
reporting.
this massive branding.
You know, the thing I don't get about her low engagement is, why doesn't she just post engagement bait? Like, if she made it to that, like, every other status was, like, I don't know, some really inflammatory opinion, she'd probably get a ton of engagement.
She was constantly going to events, and they all looked legit, but if you start looking closer at Lillee's posts, you start to notice some problems. For example, the photo of Lillee at the Met Gala. Once zoomed in, you would start to notice some weird distortion, which this is a sign of Photoshop. And after looking around, someone was able to find the exact photo it was Photoshopped from. Lillee covered up Katy Perry. That's a war crime. The Teen Vogue magazine Lillee was on the cover of also looked Photoshopped, and it actually had to be because, funny enough, Teen Vogue doesn't even print magazines anymore. And then there was a makeup collab where Lillee Jean had made lipsticks with a company called White Beauty. She made an entire blog of her making the lipsticks, picking out the colors, and she claimed people could go buy her collection. But the thing is, White Beauty is a place where anyone
Constructing unit.
it's like a
Unit in production.
why is it put a bear down there? Look, maybe we can spam. No one wants to
Beginning construction.
carry lipsticks. Lillee tried to pass this off as her own collection so much that the actual company had to tell her to stop because it wasn't a collection. This girl just went to build a bear.
Frigate en route. Assault tank
Tactical
reporting for
battle
duty.
imminent.
Crazy. And the more you look, the more you just start to see bizarre stuff on her page. Like she has a bunch of photos of her acting.
Yeah, so far, I'm on. This is more a case of, why didn't anyone discover this sooner in my eyes?
Shocked in public with a caption saying that the paparazzi caught her. No one knows you. You don't have paparazzi. Your mama taking those photos. We don't know. The most shocking
Weapons online. We're awaiting orders. Coordinates received. We're moving out.
but she was actually participating.
Frigate en route.
Her mom also had an account and she would be posting fake photos to feed all of these lies.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but a parent is supposed to teach you right from wrong. Like Timmy, don't eat bugs. That's bad. Timmy, don't pick your nose. That's gross. Timmy, don't scan people into thinking.
Yeah, so far, our Lillee Jean kind of reminds me of Jack Doherty, like, since his mom didn't, like, tell him, hey, this is a bad idea, when he, for example, wanted to visit the Faye's house. I wonder if Jack Doherty and Lillee Jean know each other. Imagine if he tried to make her one of his OnlyFans girls. That would be funny.
Your followers for free PR and money. That's bad. Lily's mom is fully helping her daughter create this fake life to this But the lies don't stop there. So if you look at Lily's page, know what I was feeling? I was trying desperately to try to put myself in Lillee's shoes to see how does one person get to this point in their life where everything they portray is a lie? I think
I mean, there is a certain point where if you tell a lie long enough, you kind of have to like live with it. Like like if I was going to be charitable to Lillee Jean, like it's possible she might have just of not expected to have to like get this big. Like maybe she was expecting that like he'd need to buy like a smaller amount of followers, then she'd actually be able to like get more views. In case you're wondering, I have never bought followers. All my views are organic. The same goes for my subs on YouTube. Like, if I was to buy followers, you would know.
faking followers is one thing because
I wonder if there's like a guide for spotting fake followers.
you're trying to appear like you're important. But for
And I don't mean like based on interactions. I mean like based like solely on like looking at social blade numbers or whatnot. Maybe I should do that if I like make it big.
for someone to allegedly fake an entire group of friends who you pretend to hang out with, you're not doing that for fame or clout. You're doing that
I've heard of fake friends, but this is ridiculous.
friends and a social life, meaning you must not actually have any friends, which I found to be very sad.
You have a friend in yourself. Okay. Hi, friend. Yes, it sounds so lonely and sad, but I'll be honest with you. I'm happier without these weirdos surrounding me.
What Lillee and her mom are doing is not right. But while looking into Lillee, I actually found out she was homeschooled, and it seems like she only has her manager mom in her life. The previous manager mom I covered is currently trying to sue me, so we know how that goes.
Lillee Jean is kind of like synthetic man in the sense that like she only other person we know that she interacts with in IRL is well her mother. That's the only other comparison with synthetic man and I can really think of. So if Lillee Jean sees this, know that I was just saying that because of to give a similar example for that one case. I do not think your content is like synthetic man's. There.
So I can't help but feel a little bad for Lillee. I just have this gut feeling, maybe a twitchy, some would say, that Lily's mom is playing a major role in a lot of this. When this story first blew up, Lillee was receiving a lot of backlash, and she actually began losing a lot of followers. People started mass reporting her account, and Instagram started clearing out all of the account. She lost over 200,000 followers, which that's crazy. It also appeared that brands were dropping their affiliate codes with her. It was bad news bears. It was for them. The main reason people are so mad is not that Lillee cheated her way to the top, it's that by doing this, she is now stealing opportunities from actually talented new artists. There's a lot of great artists out there who struggle to get an audience, and when brands are giving out PR or they're looking for sponsorship, they only care about numbers. They don't care about your talent. So Lillee, with her subpar work and the little the little mermaid gremlin thing. She's stealing opportunities from people who actually work hard mastering their skills. And it's unfair. When the backlash first came, Lillee and her mom tried playing it cool. They tried denying all the claims, and Lillee made a whole video trying to debunk everything.
Hello, everybody. So yes, this is my official statement, and we begin.
In the video, she came across very arrogant. She had this attitude of, I know I'm right. I got all the facts. Thank you, next. But she didn't.
You know, here's the thing. A creator being arrogant is not automatically a bad thing, but you have to earn that, and so far nothing about Lillee Jean has told me that she's earned the right to be that arrogant.
Actually debunk any of the claims at all. The video was like one of my ninth grade presentations that I did 10 minutes before
Mhm.
She just has this way of talking that feels very fake and forced, and like she's on this pedestal looking down at the viewers. That's the vibe I get from her. I'm not trying to tear her down, but I know she's gonna see this, and I'm trying to help her realize why people have a problem with her. Her entire persona feels like an empty character, and when you try to force empathy and you try to force emotions and happiness and all the things she's forcing, people can see right through that. People can see if you're fake, unless you're a good manipulator. If you want people to believe you, you just gotta sit. People can see if you're fake, unless you're a good manipulator. If you
Oh,
want people to
Repzilla.
believe
Wasn't sure who that was.
sit down and be real.
You know, I've done rent before, and like, it's like not my thing, you know?
I really wish the video ended here because this could have been a nice redemption story in the making. I like a good comeback story. But unfortunately, soon later, Lillee and her mom began going on this massive tirade against the haters.
She's who I want. This is what I want. And I'm tired of people telling me what they want for me. This is what Lillee Jean wants. You understand?
Anyone that talked about the story was classified as a bully, and Lillee and her mom would engage in a lot of pointless arguments with people that just made them look even worse. The main incident was with another influencer named Lore. She was a girl who came across Lillee's story and was very intrigued by it, like a lot of people are. It's crazy, so she ended up making a simple tweet asking her followers if they've heard of her. Now, Lillee and her mom somehow came across this, and they started fighting with Laura. It's a long and petty argument, if I'm honest. I don't even care about it. But this Twitter feud ends with an ambiguous tweet by Lillee's mom saying, "Lauren, just wait what we have in store for you and your family. Play dirty, I play lower." Now remember, Lillee and her mom are victims of bullying here. They are no way aggressors. They're peaceful people being targeted. But the crazy part is, this threat comes true a week later when Lore's Twitter is suspended for violating rules against spam and manipulation. Which I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like she got banned for using fake accounts and doing something shady like that, right? And who do we know who uses a bunch of fake accounts? I don't know. Could be anyone. Lillee and her mom have denied that they tampered with Lore's account, but funny enough, a few other accounts that were very outspoken about Lillee and her mom were also permanently suspended at the same time for the same reason. You guys can come to your own conclusion. I'm not implying anything. God, that cough's been bothering me all day. I'm not getting sued. In current time, Lillee and her mom are still buckling down that these rumors are all false, and they actually have been teaming up with a few small streamers who believe their story, which is perfectly fine. If you disagree with my opinion, if you think Lillee's not faking anything, and you think she's a victim of bullying, you can express that. We can all have different opinions and discuss them peacefully. The only problem is, one of the streamers, Danger Zone, is some kind of shady fella, because in his live stream defending Lillee, he actually maliciously doxed a fellow creator named Creepshow.
Ooh. Creepshow art. That is an entire can of worms that I might open one day, because you might know about the drama that's surrounding Illuminati. Creepshow art was the Illuminati before Illuminati. I'm not saying that vindicates it's the guy who apparently doxed her, but this is not a development I would have expected to read from this story. Maybe Permit could, like, trim this part out or something, I don't know.
About Lillee. I could go ahead and just click this right here and go whoop, 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 whoop. And then I can go ahead and get her email address. So let's just go ahead and check out what her email address is. smcreepshowart@gmail.com. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that right there into a nice little program that I have. Now luckily he got the docs for her, but he was also trying to get her phone number through her emails. He was trying to use programs to find more info on her. He's just an all-around shady fella. If you can't get your point across without having to threaten or scare someone, then your point must not be that strong. And Lillee and her mom
Fair point.
man on the entire time he was doing it. There's nothing I can say. They're only hurting their reputation by supporting someone like this. This story is just so sad to me because this whole situation could have all been over if Lillee and her mom just came clean and were honest with people. But they are standing their ground and they're defending this facade they created. And unfortunately, it's ruining any chance Lillee has at a future in the makeup world that she desperately wants to be a part of. No brands want to work with them. No one wants to associate with them. All I
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is that you probably are aware of H Bomber Guy's video that exposed a lot of plagiarism. One of the people who actually he got exposed, but most people probably would have overlooked, was a creator called Luke Stevens. Now, Luke could have actually just stayed silent. H Bomber Guy only really called him out, and like most people were more focused on, well, James Somerton and to a lesser extent, internet historian. Also Illuminati, but well, that was more just like kicking someone while they're down in a way, I guess you were saying. And but the thing is, Luke actually he chose to apologize for the one case of plagiarism that H Bomber Guy called him out on, which was actually kind of personal since Luke Stevens did plagiarize H Bomber Guy's video on Bloodborne a bit. However, H Bomber Guy did not bring up any additional cases, so it's likely that this was just a one-time thing. Luke Stevens actually made a pretty well-written community post apologizing, and that was actually enough to get me to check out his content, and honestly, it's good stuff. So yeah, uh, if if you want an example of how to deal with controversy, follow in Luke Stevens' footsteps. Alright, let's get started on the second video. I'm pretty sure that's slander. Yeah. What's this? See, look. Eh. Not the worst I've heard, but You know, if she really wants to rebrand, why not just become a VTuber? I mean, I'm not saying she should. I'm more just asking why not. Like, it seems like she's trying anything to be relevant at this point. Unsurprising. Yeah, so far this. Alright, Lillee does not strike me as someone who knows how to do stuff other than double down. I wonder if she'll do that to me. Like, honestly, I would not mind that. Wait, why is the channel called Caitlin Says? Unless that's like Lillee Jean's middle name or her mom's name. I don't think it is. Oh wait, never mind. I wonder what happens when I corrupt the entire galaxy in this game. So far, this is actually a pretty informative thing. If video and like how to watch someone's meltdown, like I'm probably not going to make a video on Lillee Jean since a lot of other people have already covered her, and I prefer to tackle people who haven't gotten that much coverage. I will do exceptions, but like there has to be reasons for why I would make those exceptions. What? So far, this is just one bizarre rabbit hole I've dug into. Also, about the game I'm playing, Empire at War: Forces of Corruption, I really wish that they'd add an option that allowed you to use the rebellion play through the rebellion and Empire campaigns with the new tech they added, or hell, they had expanded those campaigns to include The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I wonder if there's a mod that does that.
Uses at all. So it's kind of odd they're using this word because we've also seen it in the comments that we had earlier in this video.
They're just digging themselves deeper.
Odd. Secondly, they say that I'm a channel being ran in the United Kingdom and Malaysia. And how do I respond to that? No one runs this channel. It's just me living here alone in the United States, chilling. And quite frankly, if you told me you'd give me $1 million to tell you where Malaysia is on a map, I assure you, I would not be getting $1 million. I don't know where Malaysia is on a map. All I know about Malaysia,
I could point it out.
Go down, rest in peace. That's all I know. And every time I received an email for years, they would just get more and more unhinged, slandering, defaming, and creating a disgusting, hateful environment for a woman who is Jewish and has now received multiple death threats over the years because of it. And last, beyond our proof, if you desire to receive the names of the detectives we have involved on this case of slander, cyberbullying, cyberstalking, defamation, hate crime, we can provide that along with the report. We expect you to promptly react and stop giving courtesy to a channel that thrives on defamation, slander, and fosters sexual discussion, shared photos, and contact with minors on its YouTube Discord server called Primate Cult 8.0. Further, feel free to let the Primate Farm know that we have given their real names to the DA's office along with screenshots from their Discord server, as they have a penchant for playing with children under 16 years old.
What?
This is honestly the most insane thing I've ever received. How can you be so deluded that you are accusing someone of slander and defamation, and then in the same email saying one of the most slanderous, defamationist things in the world? Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I think if you go to someone's employer and you say a statement that you know to be false, and that statement then financially hurts them, I think you become liable, maybe. I don't know. And also, just to top this off,
I'm pretty sure that's true.
My Discord and minors is also one of the comments we saw earlier. Willie! And after I received this email, I decided, okay, they're crazy. They're getting more and more crazy. I need to try to stop this. So I emailed Lillee with a photo from the email I just read, and I simply said, hello, this is pretty wild. Please stop. I never received a response for that email, and after a while, I was like, okay, I'll try something else. So I ended up making a tweet asking if I could read the emails in a video, and truthfully, I kind of lied a little. I had never planned to make a video. That tweet was just meant to, tell them, hey, if you don't stop, I'm gonna read them, so you better stop. And after that tweet, I actually didn't receive an email for quite a long time. But then, earlier this year, I received a new email. In this email, they started with my private business name, my entire real name, and my entire address down to my house number. And then, instead of calling me Primink, like they've done for every single email for the past 4 years, they now address me as Mr. My Last Name. So that's a great way to open an email. Totally normal. And then throughout this email, which I can barely read because it's honestly the ramblings of a schizophrenic patient, they list off a ton of emails from FBI agents and the NYPD. They talk about receiving glitter bombs that they think could be real bombs. Lillee has developed PTSD from my video, and she can't even go in public without fearing for her life, but she can go in public and act like a crazy alien. Lillee's apparently in therapy now.
Sure, Jan.
Lillee's father is disabled and he can barely walk, which I don't even know why they put this in the email. Did I disable him? And also, they're giving me the private information of a lot of YouTubers. They're telling me who owns the Anna Oop channel. They're telling me Sunny V's real name and where he lives. They're telling me Jelly Smack's owner.
This is actually a really bad idea because all it would take would be some really malicious essayist with a semi-decent following to decide that they want to dox all these people, and then make a video on Lillee Jean and undergo the same thing Primink is going. If I was Sunny V2 or any of the other people or Jelly Smack, I would seriously consider sending a cease and desist to Lillee Jean. Actually, has Sunny V2 ever covered Lillee Jean? Let me look it up. Oh, he has.
I don't even know who Jelly Smack is. They're mad at Mark Cuban and Snapchat. This is like physically draining me. So after I got this email, I realized that they're not gonna stop. I tried ignoring them for 4 years. That didn't work. I tried asking them nicely to stop. That didn't work. I tried tweeting that I was gonna read these out. That didn't work. So at this point, my only option in my mind was just to show everyone how absolutely psychotic Lillee Jean and Lord Truman are being. Congrats, guys. You did it. You got another video.
Wait a minute, what you talking about?
I know I like to laugh and joke around, and I'm not very serious, but I do think this is actually an issue here. For the past 4 years, Lillee Jean and her mother have been blatantly abusing the copyright system. And my channel's protected. I'm not sure how or why, but my channel has like a force field on it, and any copyright claims that come to my channel get shut down real quick. But smaller creators are not protected. If you just look up Lillee Jean copyright strike on YouTube, you'll see dozens of creators who have had their videos removed and strikes put on their channel from these false claims. I even had one of my videos removed from a second channel. We were testing recreating my voice in AI and then dubbing it to Spanish, pero no importaba si sus talentos eran un poco engañosos. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? We're living in the future. And that video was removed within 24 hours by Lillee and her mother. And the crazy part was that the content they claimed I stole was the Project Bullyish trailer. That trailer came out after my video was even made. So there's quite literally no way in the universe that my video had the Project Bullyish trailer.
This kind of reminds me of Colleen Ballinger copyright claim. And you know, all the videos talking about toxic gossip train.
In it at all.
We take abuse of our copyright tools seriously. We're not afraid to punish people who misuse them.
They also said that I used the Project Bullyish trailer throughout my entire video, but taking 2 seconds to look at the video would tell you that that is completely false.
We take abuse of our copyright tools seriously. We're not afraid to punish people who misuse them.
So they are very clearly abusing the copyright system to get videos removed that they don't want people to see. They are also, inside of these emails, sharing people's private information, which is not only an invasion of privacy, but this has the potential to put creators in danger. I'm sure my name and address is in some creators' inboxes right as we speak.
We take abuse of our copyright tools seriously. We're not afraid to punish people who misuse them.
And on top of all this, they are also using the copyright system to send actual harassment to creators that creators can't block because it's coming from the official YouTube email, and you have to view it because it has the potential not only to delete your video, but also to delete your channel. And personally, I don't think a smaller creator wants or should be forced to read an email where they're being called a child predator through YouTube's official email system. Is everyone on the same page here that we should not be having this happen? So my only hope for this video is that maybe, just maybe, someone at YouTube can watch this video and maybe they can then spend at least 30 minutes, maybe, look into all the claims made by Lillee Jean and Lord Truman, and you'll see all the madness. Clear as day. That's all I want.
Well, at least I have an email address I can turn to if Lillee Jean ends up going after me. Although, considering how small I am, like, I've got less than 100 subs. I would be actually very surprised if she actually decided to even view my channel. I'll finish this battle, then get up the video on Master Oogway I want to watch. Just barely got him. All right, now this one I might take a minute or two to decide since, well, there's actually quite a few topics, but how many of you have heard of the YouTuber Master Oogway? He's a channel with over 6 million subs. I may have talked about this on a previous stream, but I haven't actually taken a serious look at him. And like, to give you an idea, before everyone started calling him out, he released a song called Adolf Hitler is My N-Word. Oh? Looks like I found... something ain't to watch after this stream.
Today I'm going to be
All right, let's talk about Orange Peanut, who kind of has a stutter, or apparently, like me, like Nick is not green apparently called him out, and well, the call out was not very good, since among other things, Nick made fun of Orange Peanut's stutter, which kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, myself included. But I do like Orange Peanut's content, and honestly, if he wanted to work with me, my only question is, what do you have in mind?
Today I'm going to be talking about a channel called Master Oogway, and if the name sounds familiar, you've probably seen one of his videos before. He has 5,000 of them. He also has almost 7 million subscribers, and when you think of a channel this big, you think, the content's at least gotta be captivating, maybe entertaining, maybe funny, but Master Oogway is actually none of these things.
Oh, that's not so much. So?
He's actually gaining the reputation as one of the worst YouTube channels on the platform, and I didn't even want to make a video about him, but I just keep seeing his YouTube shorts and they keep annoying me. This guy is awful, and I'm gonna tell you why. Let's begin. So this guy started off by making impressions of the character from Kung Fu Panda, Master Oogway.
Hence the name.
I have some very unfortunate news. People have been reporting my content and trying to get me banned.
And I guess a couple of them went viral. And what do you do when you have a YouTube video and it goes viral? you repeat it over and over and over again. This guy made over 150 Master Oogway impressions. So right off the bat, you know, we're setting this habit that he really just cares about views. He doesn't care about making good content. He just wants views. And we're going to see this theme continue throughout the rest of the video, and it gets much, much worse. So all good things must come to an end, and eventually these videos of the Master Oogway impressions stop getting views. He had to find another way to get views on YouTube. So he had this genius idea. He would just, instead of making his own videos, take a video that's already viral and then put his face on the screen and add nothing.
Yeah, that's actually kind of similar to what, and you're not going to believe me when I say this, Jason Derulo is kind of doing. No, really, like, you might know of him as and from, like, some of his songs from, like, maybe 5-10 years ago, but, like, that's all he's really doing. Like, it's not technically re-uploading, but it's still very lazy. I don't think I'll make a video on Jason Derulo. Scott Schaefer already tackled Jason Derulo's quote-unquote content.
He has so many videos in this time period with millions and millions of views where he takes a video that's already viral, he'll put his face in the bottom of the screen, and then when the video's over, he'll be like, damn, that's crazy. And that's literally his recipe. Go through his chat. Some of his most viewed videos ever with like 10 million views is literally him just sitting there doing absolutely nothing.
You know, there's a channel called Frito on TV that it kind of does something similar, but the difference is that, like, first of all, Frito actually gives some pretty insightful commentary, and or at least entertaining commentary, and also Frito hasn't done straight up racism. Like, I do actually like his content, and I apologize if I'm giving the wrong impression. And it's not like anything like groundbreaking, but it is like decent short reaction and content. Also, he does at least choose stuff that's like interesting to react to. Like, he's not reacting to like just any random meme.
Did bro just denigify himself?
So again, we're seeing this theme. He doesn't care at all about making content that inspires, content that he likes, or even content that, like, he feels proud of. He just wants the views, and that's it. But Orange Peanut, a lot of YouTubers are like that. So why do you hate Master Oogway so much? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is just the beginning. In the beginning, you know, he was just kind of making reused content to get views, but then he had a glamorous discovery. Something that would change the course of his YouTube career. So I want you to take a guess. What does a YouTuber do when they have no talent and they want to keep getting views? You got your guess? Put it in the comments. Ding, ding, ding. Racism. Oogway's next big plan to get views would be to make these 10-second videos where the title and thumbnail would be some sort of clickbait where, you know, he was talking about a certain race, and then they would all go the same way.
Technically, since my great-great-great-great-great-grandparents are slaves, I am allowed to say it as well.
And before I move on, I just want to say, I think racist jokes are great. They can be...
Yeah, you know, here's the thing, like, it's one thing if you're telling a racist joke, but you are aware that, like, it can be it's something that's offensive. So as long as you're like, as your reaction is like, well, I'm only surprised that I didn't get a reaction like that sooner, or that's pretty much what I thought people would say. Hey, when you get booed, that's one thing. And as long as you're not like explicitly going after for too many people, like there's this channel called YSpade7, which does commentary stereotypically, but I don't mind it. But I actually kind of find their content a little funny because, well, first of all, they actually pick up on all races equally, and also, the guy behind it never uses slurs. Stereotypes, yes, but slurs, Hers, no.
Funny. But when you're doing them with no intention of actually making them funny, and you're just trying to make views out of it, you might be racist. It may not be funny. Racism can be hilarious, but when it's done hilariously, not in the way that Oogway's doing it. Because
Another example that comes to mind is apparently Blazing Saddles. I haven't seen it, but I've heard that it is really funny, so I probably will see it at one point. But the thing is, they're doing it to mock how absurd racism is. Like, if Master Oogway was doing that, he'd be getting a lot less backlash. But then again, Master Oogway is no Mel Brooks. Also, before you ask, while I can find some racist humor funny, you will never see me telling those jokes.
when you make low-effort racism jokes, the only people that are going to find it funny are these 12-year-old edgelords who just found out about the N-word. But anyway,
Yeah.
Master Oogway must be a Charles Darwin enjoyer because he just kept evolving. He didn't stop with just the 10-second racist joke videos. He decided to expand his YouTube empire into a new category, music. And when you hear that, you're like, all right, he's making music. At least this is something that takes effort. He's trying to branch out his content. This should be good, right? No, he did in his music somehow exactly what he had been doing with his YouTube videos and just made dark humor jokes throughout his entire
Yeah.
It would be some basic ass beat, and then it would just be him repeating dark humor jokes over and over. Some of his classics are Adolf Hitler is my N-word, and my female friend called, she said goo goo gaga, and stuff like that. And some people love this music, but again, the only people who find this stuff entertaining are the edgy 12-year-olds who just discovered dark humor. He kept evolving his content. He found a way to use this music to make an ingenious content method. So his new strategy for shorts is to just steal a meme, put his song over it, and post it as a short. And I guess it can't...
Yeah, my humor is dark. Ed humor is straight up racism. It was his mindset.
But he is doing this with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of memes, and it's working. He's getting millions and millions of views. It's unbelievable. Everyone's good at something, and Master Oogway is very, very good at exploiting the YouTube algorithm in the worst way possible to get views. I mean, every time, he has this scumbaggy way to get views with YouTube Shorts or YouTube videos, he decides, nah, I can make it worse. And it's just unbelievable. And listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there was a time in my YouTube career where I would try to exploit these like clickbaity titles or whatever to get views. So I'm a little guilty of this, but I was 16 years old. Guess how old Master Oogway is? 25 years old.
That's not that
So it's not like
far
this
off from me.
immature kid who actually finds this stuff funny. It's a grown adult who genuinely just wants views and attention, and he has no talent to actually make content. So he's just making the most scumbaggy videos that appeal to people with less than 10 brain cells. It's just a really shitty thing to see because clearly he has the work ethic to, be a content creator. He just is trying to take every single possible shortcut to get there. I mean, I don't know how his channel hasn't been banned by YouTube yet. He is using two methods to get views on YouTube, and it is reuse of content and racism. And I thought, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that YouTube looked down on both of those, and it goes against their terms of service. But I don't know. This guy's eluding the YouTube police, like, somehow. I don't know how he's doing it. But the biggest problem with this is a bunch of small creators who are working really hard are going to see this and be like, oh, here's how you get views by minimum effort and making horrible jokes like this. So, the big problem is that this just shouldn't be a way to get famous on YouTube. He's exploiting everything. He's not promoting any positive content. It's just all terrible, and it keeps getting views. Like, YouTube has to do something about this. Not even, like, ban him, just demonetize him or something, Just
Yeah.
to be like, all right, you can't do this, because clearly he has the ability to make good content. He's just choosing not to do it, and it's really sad to see. Also, all these kids, these 10, 11, 12-year-olds are watching these videos of him with the dark humor and being like, wow, this is how you get views. This is what people like. This is what I'm gonna do. And it's just, he's ruining kids, too. So it's all around around just a bad thing, and it's annoying.
Still not sure where those Keldave class destroyers, Keldave class battleships are.
Master Oogway, one of the worst channels on YouTube, just bad in every right. I hope he makes it some sort of change, some sort of direction to make good content, but he probably won't. So that's all I got. Let me know your thoughts on Oogway in the comments. With that being said,
Thank you, Orange Peanut, for talking about this and giving me something to react to. I think I'll do one more story mission for Empire at War, then I'll call it a stream. I'll probably beat... I'm pretty sure that Kuwait is story locked, so so that's why I haven't taken it over, even though all I really need to do is neutralize Cardia and the Kessel to isolate it. Why not bring her along? Hell, you could have brought IG-88 along. Problem solved. They're getting shot in the dick. Now I'm curious, like... Compare... In Star Wars lore, what part of the body would be more painful to get... would be the most painful to get shot in? Now this is the type of room I would enjoy being in. What vehicle is that? I kind of feel that if you use the Drain Life ability with full health, it should go in towards recharging your other abilities. Admittedly, I could see that kind of being a loop that could be easily exploited, since... Whose lightsaber is that? But these guys supposedly I've always found campaign exclusive units in RTS games to be really interesting. Like, I get that why we can't use the hero units, but like these dark side adepts, I see no reason why the Empire shouldn't be able to control them if like they have Coruscant and a certain number of other Earth planets under their control. Honestly, I would love to see like a Star Wars game that like shows what ifs. Like, for example, you would go along the canon path, but if you did a few things differently, you could would switch things up and go into like the expanded universe. Let me double check. Star Wars Legends. You know, funny story about out Empire at War's Forces of Construction expansion. While all while the events of the expansion its campaign itself, which I'm playing right now, are not canon, the Zan Consortium still is, since they've actually appeared in a few comic books published since. You know, if you just brought IG-88, Some of this stuff, I'm going to assume that this was more like a general display because there's some stuff that is a bit head scratching if it's like something the Emperor insisted on. This is run. It's running them over. Whew. That was an eventful mission. I'm gonna look more into mods for this game since honestly, well, anyways, thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow we'll be doing more Coder. I'm not sure what we'll be doing on Friday, but Sundays are tentatively reaction days again. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'm Andreas Rebel, and I'll see you on my next assignment. Later.